Good evening and welcome to this wonderful day, Thursday, to be precise, Thursday, the 4th day of September, the year of our Lord, 2025, and welcome to the Afia Sports Banter Box on Afia TV. It's good to be here once again on this special day, and I'm not doing this alone, of course. I remain your host, CC Emechebe, also known as CC the Rabbi, and the frequencies still remain the same. They have not changed, and they're not changing anytime soon. Channel 254 DSTV, Channel 17 Go TV, and Channel 748 Free TV. This is the Afia Sports Banter Box, and I'm here with the crew, as usual. I have my co-host, as usual, the man who has succeeded in many things in life, a few things, and failed in a few too. But referring to none other than the priest of football himself, Emeka Madoke.
Thank you for having me this evening.
Good to have you too. And we're joined again by an August visitor. Well, we're in September, so it's not August anymore. But we're joined again by a sports enthusiast, a Manchester United fan. No, he loves Manchester United so much, and I wonder why, but still, there's no problem. Let's welcome to the show once again the HR of Afia himself, Mr. Chuma. Mr. Chukuma Emealo. Good to see you again, Mr. Chuma.
It's very, very beautiful to come to this banter box once again.
Yes. This time around, I'm really hoping for more, for more bloodied noses and bruised eyes and, let the violence reign supreme today. I'm looking forward to that.
We are getting to that as the season progresses. We are getting to that stage where there will be bruises.
Oh, yes. Good. Well, I like that now, But anyway, we're going straight to the headline news. We have headline news for you right now before we get into the main business for today. Remember to stay tuned. This is going to be a very entertaining and very enlightening show indeed. And the first bit of news we have, the NPFL. We all know that the NPFL Matchweek 3 is just around the corner, and Rangers International, the Flying Antelopes, are looking to ensure that they get back to winning ways. The first two games, they've not been able to score a single goal, and they've ended up picking up just 1 point. That solitary point at home at the Cathedral against Kun Khalifat on Matchweek 1, and then going to Warri to lose 2-0 on Matchweek 2. Now Matchweek 3, another home game against Plateau United, is very important to get on a winning note, to begin winning yet again. So that's the first bit of news. Second bit of news, it is not news to anybody that 2 days from now, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be playing against the Amavubi of Rwanda. So the camp is already full. The 23 players are available. They are going through the drills and the training to ensure that they are ready to get Nigeria that ticket. But for Nigeria to get the ticket to the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico, there is a big need to win the remaining games that are there. And the first task, the first hurdle to scale is that match at home, Uyo to be precise, against the Amavubi of Rwanda. And then, of course, we know that 3 days from then, Nigeria will face Bafana of South Africa in Bloemfontein on the 9th of September, Tuesday to be precise. Then the last bit of news that we have from the headlines, the transfer window has officially closed, at least mostly in most parts of Europe, especially England. But a certain man named Kelechi Iheanacho, we all know him, Senior Man Kells, that's what we popularly call him in this part of the world. Senior Man Kells and his former team, his former club, Sevilla FC of Spain, the Spanish La Liga, have decided to part ways with each other. So his contract has been rescinded, and that makes him a free agent. But, well, not anymore. Because Senior Man Kells, who had an underwhelming stint in Sevilla in Andalusia, the northern part of Spain, and then went on loan to Middlesbrough in the northeast of England, has finally found a new club as a free agent, and he has reunited with his former manager, the former Leicester manager, Brendan Rodgers, who is now the Celtic coach. So that means Senior Man Kells is now in Scotland playing for Glasgow Celtic. So that's the bit of news that we have there, the headlines. Now we're getting straight to the main news for today. First of all, Matchweek 3. We mentioned that Matchweek 3 fixtures. The NPFL. Now, it's a good thing that the NPFL is not a sprint. It's a marathon. That's every league season, 38 games. So even though the Flying Antelopes have begun poorly, we would want them to pick up. Not winning the first game, we'll just let that slide because it was an Oriental derby against Kun Khalifat. Traveling to Warri, well, your first trip on the road. No excuses there, but losing, it's always going to be a bitter pill in the mouth. But now, let me start with you, Emeka, first of all. What are your expectations for this match week 3? Beginning this weekend, Rangers, at least, are going to be hosting Plateau United. And Plateau United have been a decent side over the past few seasons. What are your expectations and what are the potential challenges and pitfalls that Fidelis Iheanacho and his boys may be facing in this game?
I mean, it's really bad to see that Rangers have started on such a poor form. I remember before we talked about match day one, we saw the fixtures and we were predicting which ones they might have some good lucks and here and there. And Kun Khalifat now holding them to a draw on match day one. They losing to Warri Wolves away from home 2-0. They find themselves 19th place on the table already in match day, going into match day 3. And I mean, this is quite difficult because I mean, it means the boys aren't focused on the task early on. They need to get themselves ready for what's to come. And they have Plateau United, who are bottom of the table as it stands right now. So those are the bottom two facing each other. Rangers just need to stick to the game plan, go out there, guns blazing, get as many goals as you can, win the game, get the 3 vital points, and get yourself up the table as soon as possible.
I mean, that's the barest minimum that we expect from Rangers. Rangers International, our darling Rangers in this part of the world, 042 to be precise. Mr. Chuma, I know that it's too early to press the panic button. It's just 3 games. 2 games, actually, not even 3 games. Just 2 games. The 3rd game is about to start. After that, we'll have 35 games. It's a long season. What do you think this team, Rangers, have to do well? First of all, like I always like saying, there are 2 major recipes for disaster in a footballing season for a club. First of all is leaking goals, second, lacking goals. And Rangers have done both. They've leaked goals, 2 goals in 2 games. And they've lacked goals. They've not scored a single goal in this season. So apart from the obvious things that they need to do, what advice would you give to Fidelis Iheanacho to come up against Plateau United? We have home advantage. What are your thoughts concerning this game that's coming up this weekend?
The first league match, when I got to know that they played draw with a newly promoted club, I was like, I couldn't believe that. I was thinking they'll use the home advantage. I know in football now, I know there is no home advantage because anybody that is even coming to your home, the person wants to prove a point. But I didn't expect them to draw on that first day of the match. So I expect the coach, I think he's with the Super Eagles now.
Yes.
So I expect the coach to go back to his drawing board and know where the problem is because I know they have good squad. So probably there must be something that went wrong. That till now, they are going to 3rd match and we expect they score more goals. Because in their 2 games, it looks as if there is something that is wrong. So they should look for the connecting rod to fix it. Because if you don't get points now that the league is starting, by mid-league, some players will be worn out, some will have injuries. So probably is now you have to, if you want to be at the top towards the ending of the season, is this first, now that the boys are in good shape, put things together, let them get the point and get the goals. So that later on, if you have injury or something, you can use this to try to, cover up. I think you should just look into the team, motivate them, look for something to motivate them at this early stage so that they can kickstart.
That would be wonderful indeed. Definitely there's a lot to be accomplished this season. Just start. Because another thing is morale.
Yeah.
The player morale is very important. Players' morale, rather, is very important.
Yeah.
So I think we all agree on that ground. Something needs to be done differently to get the results that we need. So we're hoping that the Flying Antelopes will get the results that they need. The Rangers International owe the fans of Rangers generally a win against Plateau United and nothing less. So the fixtures for this weekend, I'll just read out the fixtures that we have for this weekend. On Sunday, all the matches are going to be played on Sunday, the 7th of September, 2025. Eimba will be hosting Nasarawa United. Remo Stars, the defending champions, will be hosting Warri Wolves. El Kanemi Warriors will be hosting Rivers United. Shooting Stars of Ibadan, 3SC, will be hosting Ikorodu City. That's a southeastern derby. And then we have Rangers, like we said, Enugu Rangers hosting Plateau United. Katsina United will be playing host to say Mesugida, that's Kano Pillars, in the northwestern derby. And then Niger Tornadoes will be hosting Bayelsa United. And then, of course, we're going to have Kwara United hosting Kun Khalifat FC. Then Wiki Tourists will be hosting Abia Warriors. And Barao FC, the new boys around the block, will be hosting Bendel Insurance. Now, that game is going to be at the Sani Abacha Stadium. Remember, Brau FC have their own stadium, Dambata Stadium, but it's going through renovation at the moment.
Yeah.
So they have asked permission from Kano Pillars, their rivals and neighbors, to use the Sani Abacha Stadium. So Kano Pillars have gracefully allowed them to share the stadium pending the time the renovation in Dambata Stadium in Kano is carried out. So that's a good one indeed. So those are the fixtures for the NPFL this weekend. We'll just go to the next story right now. The Commonwealth Games for 2030 is one that Nigeria is bidding to host. Commonwealth Games, and this is a special tournament, Commonwealth Games, because it's going to be the centenary tournament, centenary Commonwealth Games. That is 100 years since the Commonwealth Games started. 1930 was the first Commonwealth Games, and Nigeria want to host the Commonwealth Games in 2030. We're in 2025. 2030 is just 5 years away.
Yes.
It's been a long time, indeed. But let's throw this up right now. Yeah, it's one thing to want to host.
Another thing to be able to host it again.
That's the thing, to be able to host it, to have the resources to host, to have the willpower to host, to have the, need I say, security.
Securities and facilities as well, because I mean, for you to host the Commonwealth Games, you have to have proper facilities in place. You have to have proper structures put up. You have to have security set up by every perimeter. You have to make sure that it's conducive for everyone to be able to stay and participate in the Commonwealth Games and still go back to their respective places where they're going to rest, make them feel safe and secure. They're going to have to give them some level of comfort. So it's not just about wanting to bid to host the Commonwealth Games. It's about you having the ability to host it. So it's up to Nigeria now. Do they have the ability?
Okay, the thing is this, because Mr. Chuma, I want to get you your thoughts on this matter, because this transcends sports. This issue of the Commonwealth, this at least this attempts to host the Commonwealth Games. Okay, let's just assume, for one reason or the other, the international bodies that are involved grant Nigeria this permission, and Nigeria win the bid to host the Commonwealth Games. We have 5 years. To the best of my knowledge, at least from what I've observed over the years, I've not seen any standard games village in Nigeria, because that's the first thing you have to check. It's not Commonwealth football tournament.
Yeah,
it's Commonwealth Games. Different tournaments, different sports activities are going to be there. You're going to have athletics, pure athletics throughout. I've never seen any pole vaulter in Nigeria before. I've not seen a pole vaulter in Nigeria. I'm being honest.
Mean, variety of games.
So I just isolated pole vault alone. Now you see athletics, the whole works. You have to have swimming pools, standard Olympic size swimming pools, and not just in one center, different centers. So see the angle I'm coming from right now. Assuming it's done, yes, the resources, it's one thing to get the money out, but this issue of the state governments, because there are going to be some states that are going to be available to host the different games, different centers. Now, we've seen a situation where if a state government being led by the state governor do not consider sports as a top priority, sports is then left to the doldrums. Nobody gives any focus to sports unless the governor comes in and then is sports loving, like of course the governor here in Enugu, and you have to give him a lot of credits. Governor, His Excellency Barrister Peter Ndubisimba, he has already started showing signs that he's interested in developing every sector in the state. So sports is one of the key sectors, and he's making investments deliberately in the sports sector. But they are not all governors are like that. So look at the question I'm trying to ask you. To what extent should, because this bid is being made by the federal government through the National Sports Commission.
Yeah.
That means it's the federal government that's pushing. It's Nigeria, hopefully, that should be hosting the Commonwealth Games, not states. Now, to what degree should the federal government enforce this and ensure that even those governors that don't seem to place sports high on the priority list do the job, because it's Nigeria that will get the shame or the glory at the end of the day? You get the angle.
Now,
please.
You will not give what you don't have. We don't have that sports. How will I put it? That sports culture. Yeah. We don't have it. Look at, there is no grassroots. Let's start from the grassroots. You will know people that they are bidding that the bidding will be successful when you see their grassroots. Okay, when last did you hear, let me come in the aspect of swimming pool. When last did you hear that any Nigeria went for a swimming competition?
Now just go and swim first.
Are you getting me? So what are you bidding for? What are you bidding for? Do you want to just, okay, look at the national team. We are struggling to qualify. We are putting 1 + 1, 2 + 2 to see if the Super Eagles will qualify, and you want to go and bid. What are you bidding for? Okay, 5 years. 5 years is not enough for you to build against village. It's not possible. 5 years is, it's not that you have at least some facility you can manage to renovate. You are building
fresh.
5 years is not. 5 years we are just saying before you close your eye and open it.
It's here.
It's here. So we are not ready. They are just bidding so that it will not look as if they, they are not. But even okay, if they say take the whole funds, we know the culture in Nigeria. One problem must come up. Let them build at least from the grassroots. Let's know first. Start training people. Start having the idea of, okay, in the next 15 years, 30 years, these ones you are training will come up. There is a lot of sports that is lacking in Nigeria. A lot of them. We are just hearing football and basketball and our women football and men football. Which other sports? Then you want to go for? No, it's not possible. They are just bidding just to complete a number, but we know they will not give Nigeria.
Okay, I'm trying to avoid being pessimistic in all these things. No, it's always good to be optimistic and then.
No, it's just the reality. We have the fund. I'm telling you the truth. Nigeria have the resources, the fund, even without the help of the organizers. Nigeria have the fund, but we are not ready.
In terms of willpower, in terms of
facilities, in terms of
Yes.
everything, Nigeria is not just there yet. I mean, it's not to just drop the bid like Mr. Chuma said. I mean, you have to make sure that you have the facilities put up in place.
First,
You have to have it. You can't just bid without having these facilities. I mean, you don't see the likes of Saudi there bidding without having facilities in place. So you have to put these facilities in place and give the international committee the willingness to back up your decision to bid and actually support this bid moving forward. Okay, this country has the willpower, they have the facilities, they have what it takes to host it. So we can give it to them. They don't just give it to people who they are not sure or are not sure they are going to be able to reach up to that objective in maybe 5 years. I mean, it's 5 years.
My concern, my major concern here, because all your views are valid, your concerns are very valid. These are my own additional concerns. Basically, a Commonwealth Games, a tournament of this magnitude is a massive magnet for tourism.
Yes.
You're going to have people from different countries under the Commonwealth. Millions possibly will come in and flood the whole of the country, and naturally there'll be tourist attractions. There are going to be sales. There are going to be different things that are made there. There are going to be hotels. Imagine the killing, quote unquote, that hotels will make. The joints are going to be available. The tourist attractions and sites, yes, but the issue of security is my concern. It's my key concern when it comes to that, so that Nigeria will not become a laughing stock. You are not able to take care of your guests. Let a Munich, let's say 1976 not reoccur, because that's in Munich 76 in the Olympic Games. There was a massacre, there was a killing there when some Israeli athletes, Jewish athletes, were killed by some terrorists. I'll just call them what they are. That's what they did there. So we don't want to see a repetition of that happen. But it's all down to just galvanizing what we have all said, what you have said. It's all down to sitting down and counting the cost and seeing whether we have the resources, because that's another matter entirely.
Yeah.
We might say that we have the resources. We are not sure. We are not, at least I know I'm not the governor of Central Bank. I don't know what resources are available. The willpower is another thing. The security personnel available to ensure, to safeguard everybody that's going to come. There are many things that need to be put in place before we get the confidence of the international community.
Yeah.
That's really what I feel. But all the same, I think this should be a note of warning, and maybe our concerns are relaying to the authorities that are involved. while you're bidding for this, are you 100% sure that you're ready to host? We would love to see different countries come. We would love to see that.
Yeah.
We will. But we wouldn't want to be a laughing stock and a joke to the world if things go wrong. So
when you have these things in place, then you can go ahead and probably bid for it. Then yes, many nations will pay attention to what you have to say, and yeah, it will be good for the country in general.
Precisely. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. Nigeria, better not start what you can't finish.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
That is just it.
Okay, so just stick around. Make sure you don't touch that dial. We have a lot to talk about here. Remember, this is the Afia Sports Banter Box. And whenever you talk about banter, certain things come, like, for instance, you can see my fist here. Banter, boxing, amongst other things. There's going to be a lot of banter. Not physical fisticuffs, please, but something closer to that. But after the break, we will tell you what exactly is involved here. Remember, this is the Afia Sports Banter Box on Afia TV. And we'll be right back after these short messages. You're welcome back to the Afia Sports Banter Box on Afia TV. The channels, the frequencies still remain the same. They have not changed. Channel 254 DSTV, Channel 17 Go TV, Channel 748 Free TV. Welcome back to the show. I'm still Sisi Emechebe, a.k.a. Sisi the Rabbi, and I'm still flanked by the wonderful gentlemen in the house here. None other than Femelo himself, Emeka Mandoka, the priest of football, and Mr. Chuma Emehalu. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going straight to what's happening. Remember, we talked about the Super Eagles of Nigeria in camp. They are currently in camp getting ready for the clash in 2 days' time between themselves and the Amavubi of Rwanda, all in a bid to qualify for the FIFA World Cup coming up in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. That's going to be happening next year, 2026. So there are other World Cup qualifying games that are ongoing and that have happened and are still going on and will happen tomorrow. So I'll just give you a list of them. For instance, as we speak in the World Cup qualifier UEFA E group, Georgia is losing at home to Turkey. And then later this evening, we're going to have Bulgaria against Spain. In the group A of that, Luxembourg are going to be hosting Northern Ireland, and that's going to be by 7:45 p.m. And then Slovakia will be playing host to Germany, Die Mannschaft, the German machine. Then, of course, Bulgaria will be facing Spain by 7:45 p.m. We mentioned that. And then in Group G of the World Cup qualifiers, Lithuania is currently hosting Malta, and it's a goalless draw as we speak. Then Netherlands in the same group up against Poland are going to be locking horns in the Netherlands. So it's going to be a Dutch treat for the Poles, but we're going to see how that pans out. And then, of course, Wales got a win against Kazakhstan in Group J of the UEFA World Cup qualifying group there. They got that goal 1-0. Then Liechtenstein will be facing Belgium later this evening by 7:45 p.m. And then Guinea-Bissau is currently playing a goalless draw with Sierra Leone in the Group A of the FIFA Club World Cup CAF zone. Then right now, as we speak, Angola in Group D. Angola and Libya have a goalless draw at the moment in the 24th minute. Then Mauritius are losing at home to Cape Verde, or Cabo Verde, as you will call them, in the 26th minute. Cameroon will be playing against Eswatini by 8 p.m. tonight. Then Algeria will be playing against Botswana by 8 p.m. the same time. Then, of course, we have São Tomé. Strangely enough, São Tomé and Príncipe are leading Equatorial Guinea, the football club, Equatorial Guinea, the football nation, national team, Equatorial Guinea, 1-0 in the 23rd minute, while Tunisia will be facing Liberia by 8 p.m. tonight. Then in Group I, Chad have already finished their game against Ghana. It's a 1-1 draw. And then Madagascar, the Penguins of Madagascar, have a goalless draw at the moment in the 26th minute against the Central African Republic. Then Mali will be playing against Comoros, and that's going to be by 8 p.m. Now, of course, today we're going to have games today also in UEFA B. Slovenia will be playing Sweden today, and they'll be hosting Sweden by the same time. By tomorrow, I beg your pardon, tomorrow, let's mention it now. Tomorrow, Slovenia will be hosting Sweden by 7:45. Likewise, Switzerland hosting Kosovo. And then in Group C, Denmark will be hosting Scotland, and Greece will be hosting Belarus, all by the same time, 7:45 p.m. Iceland will be hosting Azerbaijan, and Ukraine will be hosting France. That's going to be in Group D, same time, 7:45 p.m. Then in Group I, Italy will be hosting Estonia by 7:45 p.m. and Moldova will be playing host to Israel. Then in Group L, Faroe Islands will be playing host to Croatia and Montenegro will be playing host to Czech Republic. Then, of course, in CONMEBOL, we're going to have some games. That is the South American zone, where Argentina will be playing host to Venezuela, and Colombia will be playing host to Bolivia. Paraguay will be playing host to Ecuador. Uruguay will be playing host to Peru. Brazil will be playing host to Chile. And then, of course, now in the African zone, Group A, we have Guinea-Bissau's game against Djibouti has been postponed, but Djibouti will be playing against Burkina Faso by 5 p.m. today. Then Egypt will be playing against Ethiopia. And then finally, we just have this. South Sudan will be playing host to DR Congo. Mauritania will be playing host to Togo. And Senegal will be playing host to Sudan in Group B in the CAF zone. And then finally, just one more I'll give you. And that's Benin Republic in Nigeria's group, Group C. Benin Republic will be playing host to Zimbabwe, while Lesotho will be playing host to South Africa in the Southern African Derby. Now, let's just leave that because there's a lot more to talk about. We are going now to something that just happened. It ended, today is the 4th. That was 2 days ago. Actually, 3 days ago. The transfer window closed in some parts of Europe, particularly in England. And there are many clubs that claim that they have the bragging rights. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the basis of this banter right now. Which English Premier League club? We're going to focus because of time on the Premier League club. Of course, you can see there in the background an iconic summer transfer window, many strange signings, many exciting signings, many different things that happened. You know, some people had that theme, let it all work out. Some would say that, and all sorts of things that happened there. Some had the mask, some had others. Different things happened. And the big question now that we're asking is this: which English Premier League club had the best transfer window? And in the blue corner, we have Mr. Chuma Emealu. Of course, from his build, you can see that he's a slugger, and sluggers are very good at slugging. So we're going to see how well he'll slug tonight. And then in the red corner, we have Emeka Maduekwe, Femelo himself. And I don't know, what's your style? Maybe, you're not a swimmer. You don't strike across as a swimmer. Maybe a boxer puncher. I don't know. But still. So right now, we're laying the cards on the table. Which Premier League club had the best transfer window? And you can select any club apart from even the big six. You talk about Arsenal Football Club, Liverpool Football Club, Manchester City, Chelsea Football Club, Tottenham Hotspur, and who's the other one?
Manchester United.
So no, I didn't forget Manchester United. It's just I was trying to remember, I was actually trying to remember.
Most people forget that they're actually still a club. They think they're a unit right now, but I mean, they are still a club.
I didn't say that. Respect, do not quote me. You can quote him. Don't quote me. So I'm leaving the...
for me, I believe... outside the traditional top six, I believe for the transfer window, as regards to this window, it had to be Sunderland for me, because Sunderland brought in 13 good players, and it's not just about splashing money on 13 players. It's the quality of players that they brought in. They brought in players like Ronaldo, they brought in players like Brobry, they brought in Mokiele, they had some other key players, Granit Xhaka, who is the new captain now. I mean, quality players. They are here to fight and stay up in the Premier League at least. Well, nobody's saying they're going to fight for the Premier League, but they're up here to stay in the league. And I mean, those are key signings that they made. Those are exceptional players that they brought in. So I'm really looking at Sunderland as one of the best transfer market people in this summer window, because I mean, it's not just about splashing the cash, it's about the quality you bring in. And they did bring in quality. I would like to also throw in Francis of Tottenham, because they have a solid attacking lineup now from this summer window. I mean, they brought in the likes of Xavi, they brought in the likes of Kudus. We have seen the likes of Holowami also joining on deadline day. So I mean, they have a decent shout for maybe in solid. I don't know who Mr. Chuma might call.
I believe mine is Man U and Liverpool. When I say Liverpool, I'm not a fan of. I love quality, not quantity. Are you getting me? Liverpool signing this striker they signed, I loved it so much.
Ekechike?
No.
Okay,
Isaac. He has proven himself in Premier League. Yes, he has proven himself in Premier League. Not just getting a striker or getting a player. The impact. What has the player done physically you have seen is not the name. And Isak is not a just one season player because he has proven himself. Even as when Newcastle was building, he was there. He contributed to we are hearing of Newcastle now. Not that Newcastle was not having name, but at least in the past 2-3 seasons, Newcastle has been up there. At least has been half of the table. So Isak has been somebody that I admire so much. I'm going to
Sorry, I just want to ask a question.
Yes.
Yeah. When you mentioned Isak,
Yes.
yes, we can agree that he's a good acquisition by Liverpool, but these are things we've seen over seasons before where big players make moves to big clubs and they have 1 or 2 quiet games, then they
flop. Let's just use the word,
they flop. They end up flopping.
But he himself has not flopped now.
I mean,
Yes.
you can't say he hasn't flopped.
Yeah, I will say that because he has proven himself. Even though in Newcastle, he scored beautiful goals.
But he
He's a
wasn't
hustler.
the only big player in Newcastle. That's just the thing.
No, but on his own position, he delivers. Is there anybody you can compare with him in Chelsea? Is there any striker you can compare with him in Chelsea?
Numbers. Yeah, quite a few numbers.
Name one.
I can try the likes of consistent players over past few seasons.
Name one.
João Pedro has been consistent.
In which way? Is he in goal scoring or what?
In goal scoring and assists.
Okay.
He has been delivering for Brighton before coming to Chelsea.
Compare. Let's compare.
Okay, now you want to compare and contrast.
Yes.
Isak has quality players like the likes of Elanga.
We are not talking of quality players. No, we're talking of
it's part of the discussion.
It's not part of the discussion. When I started, I said I love
for a
quality,
striker,
not quantity. We are not talking of we have
this
players.
is not about quantity right now. I'm not
it's
talking
about a single player, the quality.
You have to
just
get
like
my point
darling
first.
Man U now. Just like my darling Man U now.
Where are they on the
got
table?
a very beautiful
Where are they on the
transfer.
table?
No.
It's not about the
Just how
quality
many
you
matches?
claim. Okay.
No, will you judge with how many
I'm
matches?
not saying it's early.
The
early
two guys
days.
who bought from Premier League.
Yeah.
Are they not proven?
Proven, but I mean they found it.
Yes or no?
referring to Mbeumo and Cunha.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
And there's no yes or no. It's too early.
Okay.
Our producer, I have to officially say our producer is a wicked man. For showing that Premier League table there.
I have to stop you there. When you talk about the likes of
Where is Man City?
Leave Man City here. We're talking about Isak that you brought up.
Beautiful guys. Proving guys in Premier League. Guys that will give you 20, 25 goals, 30 goals in a season.
Right.
What are you saying?
Okay,
I'm not doubting.
One second. Let me play devil's advocate
Okay.
here
Yes.
a little bit.
Right,
Now, what is the guarantee that some of the you talk about quality versus quantity, and then quality is relative because that somebody did it very, very well in a club doesn't mean that you'll fit into this other club.
Exactly.
We've seen Rasmus Højlund who came to Man United, Wahala. We see Fernando Torres.
You cannot compare where he was coming from to Premier League.
No, but at the
That
same
is
time,
one thing
but at the same time, you see, so okay. For instance, there are some people who are
It's a two
they're
different
like
league.
they're like a shark in a creek.
Yes.
So a big fish in a small pond. Then when they end up in an aquarium, a massive aquarium, they get lost.
Exactly.
What if Isak, because Isak's major club before joining Newcastle United was Real Sociedad.
Okay.
His
Exactly.
numbers were not even that perfect.
Thank
now,
you.
with everything that's happening in the market, with the 125 million pounds paid for his services, and with all the bridges that he has burnt with Newcastle United, what is the guarantee that an Isak, who also even has to say fit, because that's another matter entirely, his fitness is something that we have to consider. What is the guarantee that an Isak is going to deliver the numbers week in, week out in Liverpool Football Club?
Because he has proven himself.
How has he proven himself?
Yes. He has gotten
He has
the
had
goals for
he
Newcastle.
has had a preseason.
He has not had a
We
preseason.
are not talking of the preseason.
Okay.
You
We're
want
not
to use
talking
last
of the
season?
preseason.
Okay, Mr.
We're not
Chuma,
talking
you
of
want
the
to use
preseason.
We're
last
talking about the
season?
Are
realities
you
of this
getting me?
season.
Wait.
Even I'm still going to put your own
Preseason,
argument
if
too.
you are talking of preseason,
Yes.
I think Man, you won a cup in preseason.
Without him.
No,
Now without their
wait,
players.
no, I'm going to somewhere. Man, you won a cup in preseason.
Yes.
Where are they in the table? So we're not talking of whether you played in preseason. We are talking of when you entered the
No, you're
main-
missing the point.
You're missing- exactly. You're missing the point.
Preseason is not like a yardstick for how a season will be. It's basically
thank
to
you.
get the players fit.
Exactly.
You will
And
be
ready.
fit.
What
and
level
he's
of
fit.
fitness is
Because
Isak on
he
right
has
now?
proven himself.
But he's not fit.
He
But
will
he's
be
not
fit.
fit.
Okay, he'll
What's
be
the
fit.
guarantee
He will
that
be
he's
fit
gonna
after
be fit?
rapture? Before
Yes,
rapture.
but I'm telling you, he's still better than the whole striker in Chelsea.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
He's still better.
Now defend your
even
Chelsea.
even
Now,
at,
okay,
even
you want to-
at
you want to
his
come from that
lowest
standpoint.
moment, he's still better.
You want
I'm
to
not
come
talking
from
of
the
Man U,
standpoint.
because right now we don't have a striker. Are you getting me?
Oh, you don't have a striker?
No, yes,
so
we
what's
have a
Sesko?
striker.
We have
No.
Sesko.
So what is Sesko?
No, Sesko is not our top
Sesko is
nine.
not the striker.
He's not our top nine. Are you getting me? He's not our top nine.
so what is he?
Since last season,
So what is he?
he's not our top nine.
So what is he?
Well, I learn
Probably
every
they
day.
are playing
We learn
him.
every day.
We learn every day, truly.
Yes, they are playing him behind the striker.
So who is the striker?
I'd love to be this invisible.
He has
striker.
left.
He has left.
Yes.
Hoyland.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Last season.
Oh, you
But this
allowed
season-
your top 9 to
No,
leave.
he was not delivering. That is what we are saying. of
But he's your
quality
number
and
9.
quantity.
He's your main number 9. I think maybe in football you're the main number 9 if you're
The
delivering.
problem is in Manchester
No, that
United.
he was not delivering. That was the reason why.
So
we have
how
to let
is he
him go.
your main number 9?
No. That is the reason why I'm saying I love quality, not quantity. Now, Holloy came.
Okay.
We expected much from him, but he didn't deliver. We said, okay, we are not to our standard.
But
We let
your
him go.
quality in quotes couldn't score a goal.
That is what I'm saying.
Couldn't
Okay, can you
provide an
compare
assist.
these two guys?
I mean, given his stats, okay,
Yes.
it's early days. Let's agree with you. It's
Yes.
early days. Given his stats, he's
Uh-huh.
played 4 games now. I
Uh-huh.
mean, you're talking about 3 games in Premier League and they lost in the Carabao Cup. What was his output? What was his income to the team? What did he give
Someone
to
that
the
is
team?
coming into a new league, are you going to judge him with 4 games or 3 games?
Well, Gyökeres, by the way, you have him. Gyökeres has 2 goals.
Can
from
you
his
compare
And he
first-
came
Arsenal,
from
Man
an-
U? Arsenal, Man U is bigger than
Really?
Arsenal.
Ah.
Man U is bigger than Arsenal. Man U is just.
It's a good
I believe the
Yes.
table.
Yes.
I believe the table
No,
begs
no,
to
you cannot
differ.
say you believe in table.
Let me sit
You
back
cannot
and
believe in
watch
table.
this.
You cannot believe in table. Yes.
Oh,
Man
wow.
U is bigger than
Ladies
Arsenal.
and gentlemen, this is a
Are you
case of I
getting
get
me?
them before, no be property. But we,
No, this
I'm
is not I
interested.
get them before.
Yeah.
It is actually.
You
It is.
cannot compare.
I
Because
cannot
in
take
recent
any side.
seasons,
You
where
cannot
have
for
you-
everybody and
Thank
for
you
nobody.
once more.
I'm taking
Thank you
no
once
sides.
more.
Please
Let's
go
take
ahead.
it for the table
Yes,
right
shall
now.
we look at the
Where
table,
is
please?
Manchester United?
Ladies and
Where
gentlemen,
is Arsenal?
the whole
Where is
table. Let's
Chelsea?
know what's going on.
Where is Chelsea? Where is Manchester United?
Where is
Where is
Man
Arsenal?
The cookies are blocking something.
For 3
there.
matches.
Okay. Oh yeah.
We didn't even need the cookies, but
Oh,
good
no,
and
no,
fine. Next place,
for 3
Manchester
matches.
second and 10th place.
For 3 matches.
I
This
mean,
is the same
okay,
Arsenal we
early
are
days.
talking now.
When did
This-
they finish
for how
last
many
season?
seasons?
When
For
did
how
they
many
finish
seasons?
last season?
Agnelli.
Okay, you need to check when they finished last season.
Even Chelsea.
Last
Agnelli.
season.
No,
Okay, last
I
season.
don't-
When did they
No,
finish?
hold on.
There is
I don't
no
want
time,
to
Man U.
hold.
There is no
I don't want to.
time,
I don't want to hold beef for anyone. But I mean,
Yes.
just based on what you're saying.
Okay, well,
this
did I
is
get
my
that
no. This is
before?
my this is
It's
my
not
this is
I
my
get
belief.
them before.
This is my belief. This is my
Okay,
belief
all right.
right now. The truth of the matter is this: whenever a season happens and goes away, maybe a season concludes. The truth of the matter is that the only teams that have the right to criticize a particular team, a particular club,
And those who
the table, are
finish
those that finish
above
above them.
Exactly.
So that means in the past 3 seasons, the only teams that have the right to criticize. And I'm not holding before Arsenal.
Yes.
I know I'm an Arteta fan, but I'm not holding before Arsenal. But the only teams that have the right to criticize Arsenal in the EPL are Manchester City and Liverpool. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around this.
Okay. Let's
narrative now.
last season. We are talking of this season.
Yeah, this
This season, you're still below
It's
this.
even
It's
worse.
just 3 games.
Even worse.
It's
Yeah.
just
Even
3
worse,
games.
but
Yeah,
you're
3
still
games.
below.
It's not worse.
So at
You
the moment,
cannot
at the
judge
moment,
this
Just
at the
3
moment,
games, but these people
just
got themselves
cannot
in the
judge
higher
Liverpool-
ranks of the table.
Liverpool
If
and
the
Chelsea
same
have the
Arsenal we are
right.
talking now,
Yes.
they are the people that they will be leading with 5 points, 6 points. Man City will from nowhere.
No, but
But
you're
they're
saying
leading.
Are
this
you getting
season.
me?
You're saying
Man
this
City will
season.
from nowhere.
But you're saying this season.
and beat them and carry
But
them.
when last did
but-
Manchester
but-
United
but-
lead the
but-
I
title
cannot
race?
ju-
Hope
No.
for Man United.
See,
I'd like to see that. I'd like
everybody,
to hear that.
Yes.
everybody that came into a new club, are you getting me? The advantage people that have already tested the Premier League has is they know the culture,
Okay.
they know the templates.
All right.
You cannot judge a player that just came in, and the way Man U is right now, we are trying to build. Are you getting? You
So
cannot
I guess
judge.
Gyökeres knows the culture now. He
you-
knows the
I guess
No,
Gyökeres knows the culture.
I don't understand.
We learn every day.
No, I don't understand.
I mean,
He
that's
doesn't
what-
know the
you're
culture.
basically making a point.
But you're
Scoring
contradicting-
goals,
you're
him
contradicting
scoring goals
yourself.
does not mean he's the best.
So okay, Kitike
Are you
knows the
getting me?
culture.
Okay, Kitike
No,
knows the culture.
Wow.
Wait,
Wow.
Them scoring goals does not mean they knows the culture
Okay.
or they. It's just that probably they were in the right place, the right time to score the goal.
And then Shesko should be in the right place at the right
That's
time.
what
Johnny
I'm telling
Reynolds,
you,
who
that's
just
what
came
I'm
into the
telling
Premier
you.
League, he
We are not
scored. He
complaining.
knows the culture.
We are not complaining.
I mean, check
get
me, the
you.
same
We are
thing.
not complaining. If me and you were in that shoe of that guy now, we will not be saying this thing because Man U is just trying to build. We are not talking. Forget that we are talking football, but we all know that Man U is trying to build. There is a pressure. No, you coming.
Okay,
This building
no,
know the finish.
No, let me ask you. Let me ask you
You
a
know the
question.
finish.
No,
You know
I
the
want to
finish. You know the finish.
ask him a question.
Yes.
You're building.
Yes.
But the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, they are not building. They know what they want. They are working towards it. They are winning titles. Where's
Whose
Manchester
titles?
United?
Whose titles?
Manchester United
Chelsea, whose
battling to
titles?
stop themselves from
Whose
going to
titles?
relegation.
Is it- wait,
Club
is it-
World Cup is a
World Cup,
title.
the one they gave you
UEFA
people at the
Conference
Plateau of
League
Gold?
is a title.
The one they gave people at the Plateau of Gold.
Really?
Oh,
No.
Yes.
wow.
Look, I'm not
Yes.
a Chelsea
Yes,
fan, but
they
I
gave
have
it
to
by the
object
Plateau of goals.
After objective
Because
football
of the
international.
money you
won
have
the Club
spent.
World Cup at the expense
Yes,
of
they
the
gave
biggest team in
PSG.
Europe.
Biggest team.
PSG.
They gave you
I mean,
a
we
platter
beat-
of gold.
we
We
beat
don't know
European
what happened at the
champions.
back. But how can you?
Oh,
This is an
we don't
accusation.
know.
Oh,
It's not
wow.
an accusation.
FIFA,
Yes,
you have questions
yes.
to answer.
100%.
Because
You
Mr.
cannot
I
tell
put
me
it to you
on
that
the
Mr.
final.
Chumeme
You cannot
is
tell me-
accusing
I want to
FIFA
ask him
of
this question.
Magomago.
You cannot tell me on the final.
If
On the
Manchester
final.
United won the UEFA Europa League, it
Yes.
won't have been behind the closed door affairs from FIFA. Won't it?
No.
No.
Why will it be?
All of a sudden, it's not.
Why will
So
it be?
probably
when
UEFA did
Chelsea
Magomago
wins
now
it,
when Tottenham Hotspur
It's
won.
behind the doors. There's an agreement behind the door
Wow.
for Chelsea to win.
We
But
learn
when
every
United
day.
win,
How will
it's not the same case.
final Chelsea
Oh,
beat
wow.
PSG? How is it
Wow.
possible? In
Wow.
a
What
final.
happened?
In a
Wow.
final.
It happened.
Even me and
In
you,
a
as we are
final, how
sitting
did Tottenham Hotspur beat
Did you ever
I mean-
believe that match will end that goal margin?
Football is not mathematics.
If we're
It's not
going
mathematics,
by
but
Mr.
did you-
Mr. C, I want to ask Mr. Chuma. If we're going by the bigger club should win the title.
Yes.
Manchester United, what happened? You lost to Tottenham. You're the bigger club in question, right?
No.
What happened
No.
against Tottenham?
No. When it comes
Or
to
was
that,
Tottenham just the better club that
Bigger-
day?
bigger
Yes.
club?
That day.
Yes.
They're bigger than you.
they
not-
can never be bigger than
So
Man
what
U.
happened? What
They were
happened
the
with all
better-
the big,
no,
with all
they
your
were the
big
better.
pedigree? What happened? What happened on the
They were
night?
the better team
On the
that
night.
day.
Why did you allow Tottenham to be the
But
better team on
Chelsea,
the night?
PSG is a mystery.
Chelsea won their games because
It's a mystery.
losing
No.
only one game in the Club World Cup.
Okay.
Tell me.
Mysteries happen here on Afia Sports Banter Box. No, that is a new revelation. There are mysteries that happen here, including Chelsea winning Paris Saint-Germain in the final of the
itching to
tournament.
say this. I'm
Yeah,
itching
just
to
say it
say
so we can move on to the next
I'm
point.
waiting to say this.
Yeah.
Okay, with all your big signings and all that, your quality, as you like to call it,
100%.
against Chelsea's quantity,
Yes.
which team is still guaranteed to finish higher on the table? With all honesty,
It's
we
Man
had
U.
the Man U. How?
Yes.
How?
We have what
They're
it takes
building
this
a team that is building,
Yes.
finishing above a team that is already set.
With
Wow.
feeder team or
Every
what they
week your
call it.
fans are battering that the club
No.
should be, the coach should go out of the
See,
club.
every player you have,
You keep on
don't have a
battering
world-class
players like
player.
Onana. You say you don't have a good
world-class
goalkeeper.
player.
We don't have a, okay. Who's
You
the one?
don't
Who's
have
the
a
world-class player
world-class-
in Manchester United?
Somebody like Bruno
Oh,
is a
please.
world-class player.
Please, Bruno
Yes,
Fernandes,
100%.
cry baby, Bruno
Yes,
Fernandes.
yes, of course.
Oh
He's a
wow.
world-class
Okay,
player.
so ladies and gentlemen,
Chelsea as it
at this
stand now,
point,
Chelsea is just an academy team.
the
And United
toys
is what? A
the
unit
toys
club?
have been thrown
Yes,
out of
of
the
course.
out of the
Basement
pram.
club. Oh, wow.
And at this point, so that blood will not flow on this table, we have to cut this short to the banter box. This part of the banter very important. But no, we have to.
No,
move on to
just
the
for
next
the
point.
fans, just for the fans. Let me say
Tell
this,
the
just
fans,
for-
okay, last shot to the
Please,
fans.
the
and
camera
Mr. Chuma
just
also,
on me
last
for
shot
a
to the
second. The
fans.
camera just on me for
Yeah.
a second. When you can win trophies season in and out, you can compete with the big boys. The big boys here, I'm talking about Liverpool, I'm talking about Arsenal, I'm talking about Man City, I'm talking about even Tottenham because they've won trophies. When you win trophies, you can talk.
What
When
trophy
you don't
did you
win
win?
trophies, you
What trophy did you
stay
win?
in the relegation
Did you win
round.
any trophy last season?
I mean,
Did
you win
16th
any
place
trophy last
is
season?
not what you come and
No, wait.
contest
What
with
trophy
people.
did you win last season?
The Club World Cup. Sorry, Club World Cup. Sorry, the Club World Cup
And the
Conference
Conflicts League.
It
too.
is
No, it's not last
recognized
season.
trophies.
It's not last season.
Oh.
It's not last season.
The Conference League was what? Wasn't it last season?
Are you putting that as
It is a
as cup?
UEFA.
Are
I
you
mean,
putting that
Chelsea
as a
are the
cup?
only club to complete all sets.
Are you putting-
When you can do that, you can
I'm
come and
telling
talk
you,
to
okay,
me.
let's see this
With
season.
all due respect,
you can come and talk to me. When you can
Chelsea
complete
won
all
the
the
Conference
sets.
League.
Let's
Man
see.
United
Every
didn't win
trophy
the
ever
Conference
created,
League.
Chelsea has won
Let's
it.
see this
Okay.
season.
When can Man U brag about that?
Ladies
It's
and
not
gentlemen,
possible.
ladies and
Arsenal is
gentlemen.
even better than Chelsea.
Oh wow.
Oh, now Arsenal is now better.
Yes,
I see.
Arsenal is better than Chelsea.
Ladies and
Oh, wow.
gentlemen,
Yes.
we're gonna have to call. We're gonna have
Win
to
all the
close the
trophies
gloves
that
right
have ever
now.
been created, then you can talk
I
to
am
me.
officially throwing in the white towel right now so that no blood will flow on this table. We'll be right back after this short break and give you more news concerning what's happening in Flushing Meadows. And that's the US Open final Grand Slam of the year. This has been a wonderful banter, but every good thing comes to an end sometimes. So please stay tuned. Don't touch that. I'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the final leg of the Afia Sports Banter Box on Afia TV. Of course, frequencies have not changed. They are not changing anytime soon. Channel 254 DSTV, Channel 17 Go TV, Channel 748 Free TV. And I still remain CC Emechebe, aka CC the Rabbi. And I still have Emeka Madoka, the priest of football here, who feels in his mind that he has won the banter. And then, of course,
by clear margin.
You can't.
By clear margins. I mean, our viewers know.
Can we keep the banter
Our viewers
aside?
know.
Let's keep the banter aside for
One thing
now,
I'm supposed
please.
to know, Chelsea right now, their current squad They are just like an academic club.
Can we focus? Okay,
wow.
fine.
Yeah.
You can say that they're more than a club. Maybe they're a nightclub.
And Man United,
No
you
problem.
call workers.
Can we
trying to
focus
manage
on
ninth
look,
place.
this is Afia Sports. See, can we focus? Can someone get Iheanacho off my face?
I mean,
Now, can we focus on US Open, Flushing Meadows, please? Let's end the show that way. No, the US Open has been coming up with many surprises, left, right, center, and we're in the thick end, the business end of the final Grand Slam of the year. Remember, the Grand Slam season has 4 different tournaments in the Grand Slam. US, first of all, the Australian Open in Australia at the Rod Laver Arena, mainly that's where it happens. And then in the Roland Garros French Open, that's the second one in France, in Paris. And then the third one is Wimbledon, that's the British Open, that's the All England Club. And then the final Grand Slam, which is ongoing and which is ending this weekend, is the US Open in Flushing Meadows, New York, in the United States of America. And we can tell you categorically right now that the quarterfinals have ended for the males. And then we're going to have some very tasty clashes tomorrow, because the previous 2 days ago, we had Yannick Sinner, the world number 1, beating his fellow Italian Musetti 3-0. And then he's going to be locking horns with the Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime, who beat Minoa by 3-1. So they are going to be facing each other, and that match is going to be by 12 midnight. 12 midnight. That's 12 midnight. This the 5th, Friday the 5th of September. They are going to be facing against each other in the semifinals. The other semifinals will take place that same tomorrow, but by 8 p.m. because Novak Djokovic in the semifinals, in the quarterfinals, I beg your pardon, beat Taylor Fritz of the United States of America 3-1, while Carlos Alcaraz beat La Heca by 3-0. So it's going to be a blockbuster semifinal between Carlos Alcaraz, the new kid on the block, world number 2, and the most successful Grand Slam winner of all time, joint most successful in Novak Djokovic, who has 24 Grand Slams alongside Margaret Court. So he's bidding to win a 25th Grand Slam in this Australian Open. But for him to do that, there are 2 hurdles to pass. First hurdle is the man named Carlos Alcaraz, a young man who is almost twice, or rather, who's almost half his age, a little more than half his age. And then, of course, should he navigate his way through, he will get to the final and most likely face Yannick Sinner, who has become a thorn in his flesh in recent years. Well, I'm looking forward to that final. I want to see Djokovic beat Alcaraz, and I want Djokovic to beat Yannick Sinner. I really do. I want him to win it because it's been a long time.
I mean, it's a case of Wild Boy versus Master. So who is going to win it?
Bags of experience. We're talking
Experience
about 24,
versus the new cards.
Yes, but 24 Grand Slams. 24 Grand Slams. Djokovic. Jokanole, he's 38 years of age, but that guy still has a lot of gas in the tank.
I'm rooting for Djokovic secretly. I really want him to top that all important titles.
With 25. I'm looking forward to that. I hope it happens but right now, also the other news, we have the quarterfinals for the females. Jessica Pegula, the American, she's a home favorite there in the US Open. So she won her quarterfinals 2-0. And then Aryna Sabalenka played against Vondrousova, but she was given a walkover because of injury. No, Vondrousova, she didn't retire. She was not available, so she was walked over. Then, of course, Naomi Osaka, the Japanese, played against Muchova and beat her 2-0. Then the one that was a shocker to many was Anisimova, who beat an American also, who beat Iga Swiatek 2-0. She beat her 6-3, 6-4. Now, she got her revenge for what happened in Wimbledon. In the Wimbledon final, Anisimova was battered, bruised, and beaten heavily by Iga Swiatek. 6-6. That's 6-0, a double bagel. That's what they call it. Yeah. She did not even score a single point in that game. That was that bad. So she got her revenge and showed that. So the semifinals are set up there. Naomi Osaka of Japan will be facing Anisimova of the United States of America. And then Aryna Sabalenka, world number 1, will be facing Jessica Pegula of the United States of America. So there are 2 Americans in the semifinals. So there is a chance, unless Sabalenka and Osaka say otherwise, that a home favorite is going to be in that final. Yeah. Since Coco Gauff, the big home favorite, was not available. So to this one right now, what do you think about this US Open? Who do you think is going to shock the world? Anisimova shocked Swiatek. Is she likely to shock Naomi Osaka and then maybe face Sabalenka in the final? What do you think
I believe if it's down to predictions, I would like to give it to Naomi Osaka to reach the finals. No disrespect to her opponent there. I believe I've watched a couple of her games, and I feel she's just the stronger lady on the night going into this fixture. So I give her that. Then I give it Sabalenka also the second finalist spot.
So
no disrespect
the Americans will be knocked out.
I'm not seeing an American reaching the final. I can be wrong, but I'm not seeing an American reaching the final.
Okay, so America says that world number one, Sabalenka will get to the final and then face...
My own opinion, I believe that there will be a shocker.
Okay.
Yes, there will be a shocker. Because I believe when it comes to this particular sport, the younger ones are coming up.
Yeah.
The younger ones are coming up. Let's watch out. There will be a very deep shocker.
So clearly, a deep shocker, maybe in a deep freezer where you get the shocker.
Yes, then you remove the ice.
I get the shocker. So what Mr. Chuma is trying to say is that either an Isimova or Pegula, the Americans, one of them will probably shock the world and then win the US Open
in their own soil.
In front of their home fans.
Yes. I think the latter might be the case. I don't think Sabalenka is going to lose.
Well, let's see how it happens. Let's
just watch out.
Let's watch and see. And we've been watching and seeing, and then we want to say thank you very much for being with us on the Afia Sports Banter Box show. It has been a pleasure. I thank you very much, Emeka Madoka, piece of football. It's been a pleasure having you here. And thank you, your fists are still intact. At least your knuckles are not broken. You tried. And then, of course, Mr. Chuma, thank you very much for being here too. And then enjoying.
Trying to soften his fist after that loss.
Look, that ship has sailed. All the same, thank you very much. We're going to do this again on Saturday by 10:30 a.m. We're going to have the Afia Home of Sports, and we're going to be giving you all the details regarding what's happening this coming weekend. Till then, I remain your humble man, Sisi the Rabbi, and we're signing out on behalf of the good guys here. Thank you very much for being with us. Have a blessed weekend ahead.
Thank you.